I think I'm back. I think I'm back. I think that's right there. I think this will put me back right here. And I need to tell everybody to refresh real quick. Okay. All right. I'm telling y'all some truth right here. This is what I see as truth anyway. So are you at a TI? That's a long story for a different time, but yeah, I get that at times, absolutely. Okay, on D Live, can y'all hear me? Somebody give me a one if we're all good there. I don't see the chat moving. I don't know if I might need to refresh. Let me refresh. I gotta make sure I've got it paused. All right, thank you there, brother. I see that. Okay, listen, I don't know how much y'all missed. Here's the thing. The company Carbon Engineering is part owned by Bill Gates. They found a way to convert CO2 into gasoline. Until now, research suggested it would cost $600 per ton to remove CO2 from the atmosphere using DAC technology, making it too expensive to be a feasible solution to removing legacy carbon at scale. Dr. David Keith, Harvard professor and founder of Carbon Energy, said in a statement, "We now have the data and engineering to prove that DAC can achieve costs below $100 per ton. DAC refers to direct air capture technology, or the technique by which carbon engineering extracts CO2. David Keith and Bill Gates are extracting CO2 from the air and turning it into gasoline and burnable forms of energy, and they're charging you for it. They're charging you for CO2. That they don't want you to plant trees because they can turn it into fuel. It's economized. They take your tax dollars for the last 20 years. They take the military and all of these institutions, and they learn this technology with your tax money. Then they hand the technology over to people like Bill Gates because he funds these institutions. They create energy companies. They learn how to take this out of the air. They build all of this with your tax money. Then they tax you for the carbon you put out. And then they charge you for the freaking fuel in the end. And you built this. And then costs will go astronomical because they have upkeep and all of that. Man, that's truth. That's what's really going on. They don't want the airplanes to quit making a ton of CO2. They don't want that. They don't want that at all. They don't want your cars to quit spitting out CO2. As a matter of fact, they want you to not plant trees so that they can capture it. Now, until they can make all of the fuel part of it, they've learned ways to store it underground. And that's another way they make money. They took your tax money to learn to build the storage facilities in research, and then they turn it over to a private company, which probably, if I could trace it back, it'll be owned by freaking Bill Gates, and Dr. David Keith at Harvard will have his hands in that too. The same people that want to spray and kill you are making money off of the object that they're using in their religion and war. It's all a bunch of bull stuff. It's freaking ridiculous. It's what it is. Oh. Anyway. Let me move on from that. Okay, that's what I had on the carbon engineering. Now, I went through this earlier too. This is, let me go ahead, wait a minute. I might not have posted that link, I'm sorry. That article talking about Bill Gates and David Keith is from CNBC. It's mainstream news. They're telling people in their face, it's such bullcrap. We're going to charge you for that CO2. And hey, read this. We're going to turn it into gasoline. And then you're going to stand at the pump going, why the hell is gas so high? Anyway, I'm going to hit the high point headlines of this right here. Scientists at a company part owned by Bill Gates say that they found a cheap way to convert CO2 into gasoline. Scientists discovered a new technique that pulls carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and converts it into liquid gasoline, diesel, or jet fuel. A similar process could be used to applied to trap greenhouse gases, reducing the amount of heat-trapping substances in the atmosphere. And you know, let's see if I can pull this up fairly quickly. I'm getting better at this part anyway. I've got a few things. Yeah, let's check this out real quick. The link for this is in my Discord. John Hart Crane, Sleeping Like Babies. If you would you grab the link from DLive and for Discord and post it in YouTube so that if anybody over there is not in our Discord, they can join it if they'd like. And if they're not a member of DLive, they can join that if they'd like. I want to show y'all a picture, and I know much of y'all may have seen this because I have now come to learn it is probably at weathermodificationhistory.com. I don't go looking for documents there. I've said it a few times, but there may be somebody new here. I go digging for my own, and hopefully I'll find that one thing that nobody else has found. But this was in a document for the Meteorological Association in 1975. And it says, illustration of how, let me just blow it up a little bit. Maybe I can scroll over some. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. There we go. Excuse me. Jet fuel, carbon fuel stop. They both got a pipe into the engine, right? Illustration of how carbon dust would be generated and dispersed from a jet aircraft. It looks just like a chemtrail. Just like a chemtrail. Alright, Ryan. Hey, man. Appreciate you being here. I know how riding can be. I watch Super Dave driving most of the time. He comes on during my ride home from work. Anyway, that document's crazy. Anyway, you can get that in Discord. But back over here, you know, they show you putting the carbon dust that way. Let's scroll on down. Some companies are already developing promising carbon capture technologies. You got Gas Nova, and of course you have Carbon Engineering, creates clean fuel out of air. Let's see what About Us says real quick. Founded in 2009, CE is a Canadian-based clean energy company, leading the commercialization of groundbreaking technologies that capture CO2 directly from the atmosphere, and a second technology that synthesizes it into clean, affordable transportation fuels. From a pilot plant in Squamish, BC, CE has been removing CO2 from the atmosphere since 2015 and converting it into fuel since 2017. That's at least 2 years. CE grew from academic work conducted on carbon management technologies by Professor David Keith's research. That's why they've been spraying the air with all this crap. They needed it up there so they could figure out how to capture it. That's an opinion. I can't prove that. Okay? Just saying. CE is privately owned and is funded. Oh, wait a minute, I missed this. CE grew from academic work conducted on carbon management technologies by Professor David Keith's research groups at the University of Calgary and Carnegie Mellon University. CE is privately owned and funded by investment or commitments from private investors and government agencies. CE's investors include Bill Gates, Murray Edwards, Oxy Low Carbon Ventures, LLC, Chevron Technology Ventures, and BHP. CE has been well supported within the clean tech innovation system and has led projects funded by top-tier government agencies in both Canada and USA, and will make Dr. David Keith an exceptionally wealthy man. Oh, there's that little skinny prick now. Plant corn, plant sugarcane. It'll suck up CO2. That's why they make methanol. That's why they make ethanol out of the corn. I think it sucks up more CO2 and stores it. And that's the reason it's easier to get it out of it. You can do the same with sugarcane from what I understand. You can go into checking out all these people here. I left that link in chat earlier. It's also in, I don't know where it's at. I will make sure it makes it. Oh, it's in Discord. Too many Quinky Dinks put it in Discord. Thank you, too many Quinky Dinks. And then you come on down at Carbon Capture Technologies is figuring out where to put the carbon dioxide after it's captured. See, now this is propaganda. This story come out April 20th, 4/20/2019. They know what they're going to do with it. They've been knowing what they're going to do with it, and they've been planting in the scientific journals what they're going to do with it. This is just now they're trying to keep the public from knowing, hey, CO2 is going to be a fuel. Since they're trying to turn the carbon they capture into useful materials. They're turning it into useful materials, everybody. This plant here converts carbon dioxide into bicarbonate and then uses that to make building materials. Another major planet hacking strategy is solar geoengineering, which involves injecting particles or clouds into the sky that reflect sunlight back into space. It's hitting the mainstream. I see that sleeping. I feel the same way. Oh, inspired by the volcanoes. Of course it was. Fake picture of the Earth. Another one with a satellite. Oh, now this I do find interesting. Mirrors, of course, also reflect sunlight. Whoa. So some scientists have floated the idea of putting giant mirrors in space. I can't pull this up right now. I don't exactly know how. But I have an old video on YouTube. It's called the House Hearing on Geoengineering. I don't know that I go over it, but there's a link to it there. In that video, in that document, it mentions about 5 different places about using space mirrors. I personally believe that a lot of the webcams and pictures that people have gotten of the double suns and things like that, I think it's reflections of the space mirrors they're using. In that documentation, it actually says, or we could use some type of satellite system like a Starlink. Well, then Elon Musk, he put Starlink up in the air. Lost my train of thought there for a second. It's getting late. Anyway, he put Starlink up in the air. It's specifically mentioned in the House Hearing on Geoengineering, which is a government document. It's not anything crazy. Oh, hey, Mike D, I see you, man. Glad you came by. I know it's late for you, so cool. It's really cool. I'm streaming to both now, but I'm letting my DLive stuff be shown on YouTube. And anyway, scrying mirrors, absolutely. I know about that. I have to pray really hard about using these things because I don't really like them that much, but I think this is a good way to do it. Anyway, so the mirrors in space reflecting the sun back is definitely something that they've talked about within the government, and there's government documentation in a couple of different places. It's actually in that it's actually mentioned space mirrors in the weather modification documents from 1975, I think, from the Meteorological Society. So One technology that manipulates the clouds is already in use today. It doesn't really address climate change, but it does allow us to make it rain when and where we want. Cloud seeding is a way to make it rain or snow by dropping silver ions in the atmosphere. Rainstorms happen when enough moisture collects around particles in the air, so these ions provide additional particles. Anyway, disclosure. What did you do? I don't know what you done, but it's all good with me. I don't really care. Everything, I don't care. Whatever you done, it's all good. Instead, and then they want to, oh, somebody wants to spread glass beads around the Arctic to mimic ice reflective's abilities. Oh, no, you can put him up there. That's funny. Oh, I get it now. You took my attention away. Shmebulok. Yeah, I watched the Disney Illuminati show Gravity Falls, and there was a gnome that puked rainbows named Shmebulok. Pretty interesting cartoon. I thought I might do an expose on it at some point in time. Uh, anyway, beyond these options, check this out: researchers and investors. Researchers and investors. Why investors? Because they got to find a way to economize it. It's got to be able to make money. Beyond all these options, researchers and investors are also thinking about geoengineering strategies that sound something like out of science fiction. Y Combinator, a prestigious incubator that boasts alums like Dropbox and Airbnb, issued a request last year for startups focusing on what they call frontier technology ideas for geoengineering. It's time to invest and avidly pursue a new wave of technological solutions to this problem, including those that are risky, unproven, even unlikely to work. They are willing to do this. Examples of these frontier solutions include developing genetically engineered phytoplankton that take in carbon dioxide via photosynthesis and flooding deserts to create micro-oases that serve as carbon sinks. They're flooding the deserts. Have y'all noticed that? Such concepts straddle the border between very difficult to science fiction. Wider still is a proposal to create a cloud of asteroid dust in space that would shield the Earth from sunlight. This is their plan called for pushing an asteroid to a specific point in space where it would feel equal gravitational pulls from the Earth and the sun. I can't even read any more of that one. In general, any geoengineering project or proposal, we've been trying them and it's a complete disaster and we're really sorry. We're looking for a way to Mars. And look, however, a recent study asserted it would be possible to tweak the atmosphere in a way that would prevent other parts of the planet from experiencing weather backlash. And the picture shows chemtrails. The study published in the journal Nature Climate Change modeled a scenario in which small amounts of geoengineering would decrease temperatures all over the world. Although such an initiative would perturb the climate in new ways, the authors wrote, those disturbances would be negligible compared to the havoc that climate change is already wreaking via droughts and rising sea levels. I find it very strange right now. I find this very strange. They're showing us pictures of chemtrails, or what they usually call contrails. And pay attention, they don't talk about them being chemtrails. They don't talk about them just being water vapor and condensation. As a matter of fact, they kind of don't mention them at all. They show you a picture of them, and they say it's possible to tweak the atmosphere in a way that would prevent other parts of the planet from experiencing weather backlash. We can spray and change the weather right over where we spray. Y'all, that's suggestive. that's disclosive. It really pisses me off. Well, it don't piss me off. They're putting it out in the public now. I don't know why this is up there. Why it popped up. I don't know how to close it. They're trying to cover up part of that picture, I guess. I'm going to regret this. Yep, I regretted it. I'm going to back it up. Okay, there we go. All right, that's the end of it. Okay. It seemed like there was something else that I was going to talk about for a second. Oh, I'm going to share Discord. I goofed that up. Okay. Someone posted this earlier. Okay. Woman of Wonder posted this right here. It's from Zero Hedge. It says, Iraqi television confirmed the Khosravi border crossing was closed per Reuters. Somebody said last week 3 million Iranian pilgrims were expected to visit that. Baghdad is now under round-the-clock curfew as of Thursday. I guess you can say that's basically a form of martial law. And then this was posted from Zero Hedge. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, martial law unfolding in Iraq. 30 protesters shot, internet blackout, 24-hour curfews. If they can do it in Iraq, they can do it in America. It can happen just that quick. Hey, I see you, one dirty, rotten imbecile. Good to see you. Glad you're here. If they can shut down the internet, put out 24-hour curfews in Iraq over a protest, you see the streets. I don't think it would probably be quite that bad here, but it can happen. I wanted to share that. That's the type of stuff people are sharing in our Discord over there. I wanted to show you that. Let me show you what else we got going on. Some articles there. This is what I'm talking about now. This is where he showed the carbonengineering.com, where that came from. People just posting stuff they like. And then we get over here, and since I'm on YouTube, I don't know how much I still share it and how much y'all see it. People post pictures of their skies. We keep up with the chemtrails, and you can post your own videos. You can post your pictures. I don't care what you post over there, if it's yours. I just like to, pictures of airplanes. I love airplanes, so I tell people to post all of those they want. And then, like right here, she posted these pictures are from my photo collection. I did not take these, but she wanted to post them. They're cool pictures, and I'm glad she did because they're really crazy looking. Check that out. It looks like a cloud bomb, right? So we share our sky. We share our chemtrails. And at times I'll call them aerosols, but at times I'll call them chemtrails. It just depends on the sentence, I guess. Wow, those are nasty. Look at that. So I appreciate everybody that takes part over there. That's cool. And we have, and I want to share this with you too, because some people may not know it. Last night, they added a natural alternatives and a natural health alternatives. Not exactly what happened there, but it's all good. And I have not looked at any of it. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I don't never do that. I tell you the exact honest truth. I spend a lot of time just trying to put what little bit together I do. So people come in here and they share this stuff. What is it? I don't know. It's what people are sharing. But it's the fact that it's a group of people that are just doing the best to help each other out. It's been that way so far, and I'm really proud of that fact. I know it's a gaming platform. I just kind of started using it to learn how to do this stuff. But then, hey, Deidre, it's good to see you. But then it stuck, and once it stuck, I said, well, heck, we're gonna stick with it. And then we have some other stuff here, people posting, and we even post our fur babies, our dogs, cats, animals. You know, we share these type of experiences. It's not all doom and gloom over in the fallout shelter. Uh, we try to make sure we have fun too. Now, I'm going to talk to YouTube for just a second. There's things I can do at the Discord, or I mean D Live, that I cannot do at YouTube, which means I probably won't do this every night because I can't just come on and play some songs and we jam out like I really like to do. Over on D Live, I can kind of do that, and as long as we're commenting and it's a fun group thing, it's not commercial. I am a citizen that is commenting on government documents and the news. I'm giving my opinion, and that's supposed to be allowed on YouTube too for American citizens, and it's not anymore, and it sucks. And if I want to be able to play some music as a citizen with some friends of mine, and I'm not making a dime off of it, I'm not breaking the law. I pay for the music that I play through Apple Music. I don't try to steal it from anybody because I hate people that don't get paid for their work. I believe they should. Links in Discord. People share a ton of links. I'm trying to share more and more links. I'm going to go up here. Okay, it goes way on back too. Uh, People share a lot. There's more information than I've ever been able to look at here because, well, quite frankly, there just isn't enough time in the day, and I don't have access to CERN to be able to slow it down for myself. Uh, it all appears to be doing good. Now, I will tell the YouTubers at the end of the night, at the end of the stream, this is when I say the good night prayers. If you want to have a request added, now's the time to add it in chat. I'm trying to keep up with both of them, and now's the time for that. I know there's a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to try to talk about something for just a second. I hope y'all get the point of my rant for tonight. You know what I mean? They're turning. You know, I wish there was a way to do that and be able to get out there. But the problem is those companies own the bandwidth. And I've seen it be successful in one or two other areas. But, you know, I don't want to, we have to see. But what I was going to tell y'all on YouTube, there are times I'm just going to go straight to D Live because I want to play the music and I want to jam out. Like after I end the stream, I may just click on the D Live and jam out for a second with them because that's what I like to do. But I am going to say the goodnight prayers. If you have any requests, now's the time. I'm trying to scrolling back through. I don't know if I see any here. All right, I don't see none there. Y'all, I've been doing this for about 4 months. There ain't no telling how far it'll go. I'm fairly, I was a race car driver from 15 years old to about 26 years old. There's no point in preparing the race car, loading it in the trailer, and taking it to the racetrack if you don't plan on coming in first. There's no point doing anything if you don't plan on doing it right. If I didn't plan on doing this right, I wouldn't be doing it. Persecuted Christians. I will absolutely do so, Mazzy. If I didn't plan on doing it right, I wouldn't do it at all. So I'm going to try my best to keep digging and digging. Who knows where it'll lead, right? You never know what tomorrow brings. You never know what door will be open, and you never know if you'll have the courage to step through it. So There's also a section in our Discord for taking pictures of microwave towers, 4G, 5G. Anyway, let's get this going on. I have to look back at the screens because I do forget things quickly. Heavenly Father, I thank you for allowing us to come together. I thank you for allowing all of this to run properly. Once again, I pray that you don't allow, I pray that I don't say anything that's not from you to benefit your work in your kingdom for your creation that you created for us to enjoy. I pray that you'll be with everybody that's not here tonight for whatever reason. Conchetta and them who are having to stay away from the fires and who are camping and making the best out of the experience. I thank you for being with them and keeping them safe and keeping them wrapped with your arms. I pray, Father, that you'll always be with St. James as he's traveling up and down the roads. Father, I pray that you'll be with Mr. Rare Breeds for these issues that he's dealing with, that you'll give him healing, you'll give him energy, you'll give him freedom of pain, and the joints can move so that he can enjoy the time on this beautiful place that you have for him. Father, I pray that you continue to give us energy, the energy to fight, the energy to battle the things that we're dealing with in our atmosphere and our water. Father, I pray for all the children who are being trafficked, that somehow, some way your will can be imposed in their life, and that I see the stories where some are saved. I know that's only a drop, but I thank you for that, and I pray that you'll continue to lead the people that are in that hunt to where they need to be. Pray that you keep your hand on all of your creatures that you have created, that keep us company, that you'll help protect them from everything that they eat and that we breathe. Father, I pray for all the persecuted Christians across the world. I think in America sometimes we don't take advantage of our freedom quite enough because we don't realize what true persecution is. Even with what we're feeling now, nobody shows up at our door with a knife and says it's time or denounce your faith. I pray that when that time comes, you give me the strength to do the right thing. And I pray that we don't have to deal with that and that we're able to stand up and fight back before it comes to that. I pray that you'll be with those that are having to fight with that and that you'll be their strength and you'll be their salvation and that you'll be their courage. And when not, that you will be their comfort. Father, I know there's plenty that I'm forgetting, but you know the lists, you know the link, the prayer requests and that are there. I pray that you'll reach out and touch each and every one of them that are reaching out for you. Lady Pinkston in the hospital, I pray that you'll continually be there for her recovery and give her the strength and energy to get up and fight again another day. I thank you for your son Christ who died and resurrected so that we could come to you directly and that we could be saved and that we could ask for these healings and so that we could give you praise direct. And I thank you and I ask you these things in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, everybody. I think all of that went well. So, all right. I think tonight actually went fairly well. I'm going to give away the chest over on DLive before I end the stream because if I end the stream, it changes the chat and how they get rewarded. So I can't mess that up yet. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to add Leno to the chest tonight. Okay. I usually do this while a song is playing, and so that it goes a lot smoother. And y'all can't tell the lag time that I have in it. See? And every time I mess up typing in my words and all that. And over on YouTube, I don't really watch my words. I don't really care what I say or anything like that. I don't ever plan on trying to monetize anything. That's not what this is about. I'm just trying to share information with people because it helps me as an outlet. You want to know the truth. All right, there's that. Now we're going to distribute the chest. All right, and then I'm usually right now kick back and thank you, Mr. 69. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Mazzy. Open your eyes. Appreciate all of y'all. I'm see, normally at this point in time I've quit talking, stood up, turned the air conditioner back on, got some jams playing, and we go out and just have a blast. So all right. I have given out the Leno. Look, Adam Augustine, the big winner tonight. Bayonet, Rare Breed, Cinder Loner, Spaghetti Yeti. Congratulations, guys. Oh, quickly before I go out, I seen Love Pugs was in another chat room earlier, and I can't remember which one it was. And she said she didn't feel good and she was going to bed. So, Father, please be with Love Pugs and touch Love Pugs. She's always missed when she's not here. Touch her pain, give her a good night rest, and let her wake up tomorrow feeling refreshed and able to take on the world and do the things that she needs to do and that you would have her do. We appreciate this in Jesus' name. Amen. Sorry about that, y'all. I know both of y'all know Love Pugs because she's Love Pugs on both places. She's Love Pugs on YouTube. She's Love Pugs on DLive. So look, I'm fixing to cut y'all on YouTube, and I'm going to try to play some music on DLive. Now I'm going to try to cut YouTube off without turning the stream off. I don't know that I can do that without buying some streaming at a service. But hey, whatever. We're going to learn together. Thank you for being here at YouTube. Much love, guys. I'm going to cut y'all off, or I'm just going to end the stream. DLive, I'll come in the chat and tell y'all to refresh when it's back up, if it goes off. Okay, I can't do that unless I apply the